Hey guys, Lucas Parker here for WOD TV. Just immediately post 15.3, the muscle up wall ball and double under triplet. 14-minute AMRAP felt a lot longer. So today we're just sort of going to break down how I felt about the workout and maybe give you guys some tips to get through it on your own. So for me, it actually felt pretty good the first and second round, and then you look at the clock and you're like, holy moly, I got a lot more time under tension to go. And then it starts to fall apart pretty quickly. So I think most of the top athletes are going to be moving pretty well through all these movements, and it's going to come down to who can handle the most pain, mostly on the wall balls, and then there's going to be a little bit of luck involved in terms of, well, if you trip or don't trip a couple times, that could make up quite a lot of points right there. For the intermediate and more novice athletes that are trying to tackle this RX, there's definitely going to be some big deal breaker factors on one or more of these movements. For a lot of people, obviously the muscle ups right at the beginning are going to be quite an obstacle. So if that's a big weakness of yours, treat it like a 1 rep max attempt, right? Warm up, prep, do a whole bunch of awesome drills, and really attack that first rep and try and get it in the books. And then, you know, if you do a 1 rep max back squat, chances are you can't do the same weight 10 seconds later. So give yourself a decent amount of rest and get into your next rep. Or if you're doing them in sets of 2, approach it the same way. For those of you who are struggling with the double unders, keep in mind the wall balls beforehand can make that a whole lot harder. Myself, and if you watch the live announcement, Julie Fouché, the first round of double unders was the worst because they did the first round of wall balls unbroken, and then your legs are a little bit more jelly, and you get into those double unders and you trip up a little bit more. So definitely thinking about cruising sort of under threshold for your first set of wall balls, and if you get to those double unders with a little bit more freshness in your legs, you might be able to crank them out a bit easier. Because think of it this way: in the span of about a minute, you could get 100 points on the double unders, or you could take potentially a minute to get 7 of those muscle ups. So in terms of the valuable reps in this workout, it's definitely the double unders are your easy money. So no matter what type of athlete you are, whether you're advanced and you're flying through, or whether you're beginner, your main goal should be to get as far into sort of your last round of double unders as you can. So in other words, whatever your last round is, you think I might get into the second round, I might get into the fourth round, make it your hell-bent mission to get to the double unders of that round, so you can easily accumulate 20 to 50 points in the span of a few seconds there. So in terms of pacing, I think a really good score would be about 4 rounds, which is about 3.5 minutes per round. Most top athletes are going to be well under that for their first round, and then sort of fall apart towards the end. At least that's what happened to me. So I probably would not advise going easy on the first round, just because you can make up 30 or more seconds in your first couple rounds by just cruising through. It's just knowing yourself as an athlete, knowing where your weaknesses are, and staying just on the shy side of that. And then those last sort of 2 or 3 minutes, you're going balls to the wall, see what happens, and just trying to scrap for every little final rep that you can. If you do that in the middle of the workout, 14 minutes is a long slog. So if you go red line too early, you're going to be fighting a pretty rough uphill battle. But if you can, in those last few minutes, really just give your all, that's where the points are going to be won or lost in this workout. So in terms of actual skills and drills, if the muscle up is a big issue for you, there's lots of awesome skill work and transition drills on the web. If you're just having trouble with just the power, one of my favorite drills is a little bar complex. You hop on the pull-up bar, you do 1 or 2 regular pull-ups, 1 or 2 chest to bar pull-ups, and then 1 or 2 belly to bar or hip to bar pull-ups. So just working on really getting your center of mass up and over the attachment point of your hands. You see on the rings, a lot of people sort of essentially pull too early and kind of pull the rings to their face, and by that point you're stuck underneath the rings. There's no way you're getting over. So you really got to think about getting back and up and around the rings in order to sort of mount that muscle up if you're treating it like a 1 rep max all-out attempt. For the wall balls, definitely work on a little bit of mobility beforehand. If you're going to get 2 or 3 rounds in this workout, that's 100 to 150 wall balls, and if you are fighting a crappy squat or crappy thoracic extension, you're going to be putting a lot more strain on your shoulders, and that's going to bite you in the ass on the muscle ups next round, and even on the double unders. If your shoulders are all jacked up, you're not going to be able to stay relaxed and move that rope efficiently. So hitting a little bit of ankle mobility, opening up the groin so you can sit down nice and vertical in your squat, and then maybe doing a little bit of thoracic extension so you can stay nice and upright in that wall ball position and not get hunched over and stapled down towards the floor. And then double unders, just jump up and down like a normal person. Don't whip your legs and your spine and your head all over the place. Your double under rope probably weighs 1 to 2 pounds. And it's a millimeter or two thick, so you don't need to jump very high. It's a fairly easy movement if you stay relaxed, jump up and down, spin your wrist nice and quick. And again, there's lots of more specific drills online, but that's where easy money is. So prep the movements, do your mobility, and then attack these 14 minutes with a calm but aggressive pace, and then give it your all towards the end. So those are my tips for 15.3. Get after it. This is one that you're not going to want to redo, but if you trip 20 times on the double unders, rest a few days, maybe try it again. So good luck, guys. Have fun with this one.